Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. Been in business now going on 13 years. Oh, we're already there. August 11th was it. Happy, almost, I was going to say Memorial Day. It's Labor Day. This video today is about NASA Inspector General slam Boeing for its ineffective quality management and inexperienced workforce. Daryl Guberman exposes this mess. Boeing sits on ANSI ANAP's board, their accreditation body. Let me tell you a little bit of history about Boeing. Boeing is sacrificing lives for profit. And it's even worse than that because I'm a shareholder. Whether you have 5 shares, 10 shares, a million shares, I am still a piece of the owner of the company. And it's disgusting. The management that they pick time and time again. You have Robert Kelly Oberg. Let me tell you about his history, but I'm going to go back in time. In 2001, it began there with 9/11. Boeing had about 500 plus aircraft that they were supposed to manufacture because, of course, they grounded a lot of planes during that time, a week, two, maybe a month. They got that cut back down to 400 aircraft from what we discovered after research. And they were going to have a 20 to 30,000 employee layoff. So what they did is that was September of 2001. In April of 2002, they came out with a supplier bulletin, you can say, for NADCAP, for special processes, heat treat, welding, non-destructive testing, etc. And it basically handed over their inspection to a company called Performance Review Institute, PRI, that they were going to do all the inspection for Boeing and like Airbus and all this. So what Boeing basically did was say, send in your PRI cert for whether it's welding, special processes, etc., non-destructive testing, heat treat. Send it in to Boeing with your parts, and Boeing doesn't have to send anyone to your facility for 22 years. That was in April. In July, Boeing came out with a supplier bulletin, a PQ IT-002-001, July 1st, 2002, that stated that if you're ANSI ANAP accredited, as long as you're ANSI ANAP accredited with your AS 9100 certificate, which is the international standard for aerospace, send in your cert, send your parts, and we don't have to come to your facility for 22 years. In 2009, Boeing got made an FAA regulator, which is no more than being FAA. They were an agency. They're equivalent to the FAA. The FAA went in there, made some of Boeing's employees FAA inspectors, and Boeing never had to tell the aerospace community or the pilots about the installation of the MCAS system. They didn't have to tell them about new aircraft design like the 777 and 787 Boeing. I was there in April 17th. I was there to support Sam Salipar, the whistleblower. Okay. I was there to support him and to let the committee know, DHS committee, know that we have documentation that proves that Boeing released inspection to 2 pieces of paper. For over 22 years, they never went to the companies to inspect. Maybe they did sample inspection, but not as I hate to use this word, robust inspection as they used to, because they had it made when 9/11 happened, when they were going to lay off 20 to 30,000 employees. So Sam Salipar was correct. We're going to go up here now. We're going to talk to you about NASA Inspector General. He said the quality, integrity, and whatever. Anyway, NASA sits on ANSI ANAP's board. ANSI made up the IF, the International Accreditation Forum, incorporated in Delaware. And that is an association of accreditation bodies, both national and international. Also, their sister organization in Australia called the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. They are underwriters, which means ANSI ANAP take full responsibility over any of those accreditation bodies on the IF or ILAC, because they are equivalent in accreditation to ANSI ANAP. Because they're underwriters, that means ANSI ANAP takes full responsibility over systematic and product failure. You take a look at this, and there is really no transparency here. NASA sits over by Boeing on ANSI-ANAB's board. They all use the accreditation body ANSI-ANAB. Boeing shoves it down their suppliers and subcontractors' throats when it comes to accreditation. They are breaking the Sherman-Clayton Act, and so is Lockheed Martin, against my organization, who our certificate is backed up by me. I am the quality specialist when it comes to my customers. I protect them. I watch over them. If they call me on a Sunday, Saturday, they call me. They do not call a secretary, receptionist, or if they do get my answering machine, I call them back within an hour or text them. Okay, we have a very good relationship. They know that if they need information, if they need materials of any kind, metals, plastics, etc., rivets, whatever takes hardware, they know that because I've been in quality for over 40 plus years and in business for 13, that we have made connections and relationships within industry so that we can help them. Okay. You have NASA, who's fallen apart a long time ago. Okay, you have a factor of Boeing, who fell apart over 22 years ago. And you have the factor that they brought on board Robert Kelly Oatberg, who, and here's, just to show you, here's an overview, here's a timeline. He was there when the MCAS system was designed, manufactured, and implemented. He jumped ship after the Ethiopian and Indonesian airline crashed. He jumped ship in 2021. When in 2019, Dennis Muhlenberg, the CEO of Boeing, was taken to task over the crashes. Yet he left with a $60 million cash bonus, or should I say death benefit, for 348 human beings. This is the guy who they should take to task at the DHS. The only problem with the Department of Homeland Security is that they sit on ANSI-ANAB's board. They sit on ANSI-ANAB's board. And they're not only sitting there, but they are customers of ANSI-ANAB. That means they pay for a fee, a service that ANSI-ANAB is giving them. And that's for the Department of Commerce, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and the FDA. All are customers of Boeing's accreditation body. I'll show you this. This shows the DOJ, DHS, FAA, and Boeing. They all sit on ANSI-ANAB's board, the accreditation body and underwriter of Boeing. To prove to you that they're underwriters, here's a federal contract by the State Department. The State Department, which just fined RTX, which is Rockwell United Technologies, that Robert Kelly Oatberg was running. And when he was running it, his members of his organization were taking their computers over to Europe, and it's a cybersecurity issue from 2017 to 23. But needless to say, from 2017 to 21, Robert Kelly Oatberg didn't put out a cybersecurity warning, wasn't warned by his subordinates, just sat there. What was he doing? Playing golf? And he's now the CEO who brought 248 souls with him to the shores of Boeing. That doesn't bode well. That's not a lucky thing, and I don't believe in luck, wish, hope, or prayers. I believe in determination. And this is what it says on the State Department or Department of State government SOA, well, SOWs, okay? And the SOW is a solicitation offer of award. And it says ANSI-ANAB are underwriters for the International Accreditation Form. So they take responsibility. NASA is involved with Boeing on ANSI-ANAB's board. ANSI-ANAB is the accreditation body of Boeing and also NASA. Those that sit on the IF, like UKS and Accredi and all that, if they are accredited using different registrars, but they're accredited by UKAS, they are comparable, they're equivalent to ANSI-ANAB. Accredited is equivalent to ANSI-ANAB. DACIS out of Germany is equivalent to ANSI-ANAB. So we have a problem with NASA. And Boeing is bringing down that ship, the Starliner, without any crew members. So do you think you should fly down on Earth? Think about that one for a moment. 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS @yahoo.com.